Hey, what's up, y'all? Sorry I'm getting this video out late, even though I know it's been over a week since the New Year's started. I just needed to take a extended break from my last video. Anyway, 2026, they have a lot of great movies come out this year. And while it was difficult for me to narrow this down to 10, I had to be fair. But let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get down right to it. So at the number 10 spot is Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. I enjoyed the first Ready or Not so much, and considering that the two directors had also worked on Abigail, Scream 5, and 6, I'm highly looking forward to this. I'm not looking for a masterpiece with this, but nonetheless, I'm hoping it ends up being a entertaining adventure. Alright, coming in at number 9 is Violent Night 2. I enjoyed the first Violent Night so much, I tend to watch it every holiday season. David Harbour, he's a badass Santa. And I'm hoping the sequel does live up to the original. But more importantly, I just want to see Santa Claus kill some bad guys in this second installment. At the number 8 spot is Clayface. Granted, DC, they have done some questionable things over the last couple of years, but I'm generally looking forward to this. I mean, a bi-horror film set within the DCU. I never expected it. Originally, I didn't care about this film when I first heard about it. I mean, I was like, really? Another villain story? But this one has promise. It's not going to be campy. It's going to be a straight-up horror film. And I really do like that because DCU is definitely stepping outside the box. And when this comes out later this year, I'm hoping it does live up to expectations. Okay, this next film on the list is Resident Evil. Granted, it's not a trailer for this yet, but Zack Cregger has been one of the most exceptional horror directors within the last couple of years. I mean, Weapons, Barbarian, and considering that this is not going to have a story or any of the original characters from the games, I'm highly looking forward to it because I've always been a fan of the Resident Evil franchise. I really do enjoy some of those games. And while the Resident Evil franchise hasn't always been perfect, there's been a whole lot of awful movies. I mean, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City is probably one of the worst horror films I've seen within the last couple of years. But I have a lot of faith in Zack Cregger because he definitely knows how to make a horror film. Coming in at number 6 is Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm going to be honest, the MCU has its ups and downs over the last couple of years, but I've always been a fan of the Spider-Man character. I always enjoyed the movies except for Spider-Man 3 and the Amazing Spider-Man 2. But this one right here, it has a lot of good things going forward. Scorpion finally is going to be a villain here. It's going to have a street-based story, and I'm confident enough to believe that the MCU will deliver. So hopefully this will end up being one of the most entertaining movies of this year. At the number 5 spot is Godzilla Minus Zero. I'm such a huge fan of the previous film. Definitely there was human characters I cared about. And while this isn't slated to come out till like November, I'm highly looking forward to what they're going to do with the story here. But hopefully Minus Zero ends up being quite the entertaining adventure. At the number 4 spot is The Adventures of Cliff Booth. Now I recently went back late last year and watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I was reminded of why I had loved that film so much. Because it had such an entertaining story. David Fincher directing, Quentin Tarantino, who had written the script. I'm like, when I read about that, I'm on board. Because those two are one of the most acclaimed people in Hollywood and know how to make a story. And considering that this film could just be about Cliff Booth going around talking to people, I'll be fine with that. This is going to be quite the film, even though it's coming out on Netflix later this year. While Netflix does have a lot of bad films out there, they do deliver a gem every once in a while. Definitely looking forward to this, and I'm hoping it ends up being as memorable compared to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Alright, this next film at the number 3 spot is Avengers Doomsday. Boy, you want to talk about cinematic events, this is it. Does it reeks of desperation that they bringing back Chris Evans as Captain America again? Absolutely. Does it reeks of desperation for them to bring back Robbie Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom? Yeah, but I'm still looking forward to this because a lot of the original X-Men characters from the Fox movies are going to be here. That X-Men teaser, boy, that was impressive. And not only that, I know this film is going to deliver because it's Marvel. I'm hoping it's going to be entertaining, but we'll have to wait all the way until December to see if this is going to be worth the price of admission. So coming in at number 2 is Dune Part 3. I've always been a huge fan of the past 2 Dune films. The director, Denis Villeneuve, he always knows to deliver exciting stories. I'm looking forward to the concluding chapter, even though there's been talks of a Dune 4. I just want to see how this whole trilogy ends. I'm hoping it's going to be entertaining. I'm hoping the characters are going to stand out. I'm hoping this is going to be the epic space opera I know this franchise is about. And I can't wait till when this finally comes out in December. Finally, at the number 1 spot is The Odyssey. Christopher Nolan, he always directed some of the best movies over the years. And considering just how stacked the cast is in this, I'm definitely looking forward to what happens in the story. Usually when Christopher Nolan takes a film, let's say the Batman trilogy, he takes the character, he makes them grounded, but in this, it's going to be mythological creatures. I'm like, oh man, that's going to be exciting because Christopher Nolan really, he hasn't done that recently, so I'm looking forward to what they do with this. And this is definitely going to be one of the most entertaining films when this finally comes out in July. And well, there I have it. That is my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2026. But I'm hoping all the films on this list ends up being just flat out entertaining. Alright, I want y'all to go down below in the comment section. Let me know what is your favorite anticipated movies that are coming out this year. It doesn't even have to be 10. It could be more. It could be less. This is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.